Wagyu Gaming. Hey there, broskies. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So Wagyu here and back with another Kingdom of Heroes Tactics War video. So today we're going to be discussing my top 5 Nat3 units that I have used in PvE. And some disclaimer before we begin. If your units aren't here in this list, it doesn't mean that they're not good. This is not an exhaustive list. These are the units that I have personally used and will be suggesting to you guys that you try using, so to help you clear in some contents, endgame content that I have cleared as well. So yeah, if you do have other units that can help out in this list, or you have other suggestions for top Nat3 units, do let me know in the comment section below as well. And my ultimate goal for this list will be a F2P friendly Fafnir B11 and Sealed Armory B11 team. Okay, so do let me know in the comment section below if you do have your top 5 Nat3 units as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin with this list. Oh, by the way, this is my F2P account if you're wondering why I'm at a low level here. As you can see here, my name here is Wagyu F2P. Don't add this account yet, guys. It's not gonna be my main priority right now. Maybe in the future, but yeah, as of now I'm just playing around with some units here, just toying around. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin this discussion. And first and foremost on our list, so this is in no particular order, will be Ikaterina. So if you have seen some of my videos before on Tower of Arrogance normal, a lot of my videos there actually featured Ikaterina, for the reason that even when she's level 1, not built, no runes, no damage done on her can exceed 45% with her passive Forbidden Royal Body. Okay, so this is what makes her really great as a tank. Alongside this, she's actually a healer, which recovers 40% of HP and can be raised up to 55% and reduced cooldown by 1 turn to 2 turns. So yeah, and she also increases defense if I haven't mentioned it yet. So do take note that a lot of these Nat3 units will be needing a lot of skill ups. Although they're not going to be that hard to obtain, it's just going to take some time, okay? So to make them more viable, like for example this, if she only heals 45% of her HP, then she can basically take like 3 hits. Okay, but if she's skilled up, fully skilled up, that 40% can get up to 55%. Okay? So that's gonna be way more useful than when she is not skilled up, okay? So next on this is what makes her really good is, alongside being a healer and has a some tankiness in her, so you don't really need to build her on energy or anything, or HP runes. She also has this tempt skill, which is also a defense break, although it has quite a long cooldown of 5 turns, which can be reduced to 4 turns if you skill it up. It's still quite useful for a healer to actually have a defense break, okay? So alongside this, she also has this 10% HP recovery if she lands successful hits from her first skill. So personally, I built her on Swift and Havoc in order to bring up her crit rate to around 60%, alongside speed of 190 plus. Okay, like don't go below 190 speed for Ikaterina in order to get more turns for heals. Okay, so that's Ikaterina for you guys, and she is going to be number 1 on our list. Again, no, not in any particular order. Next on our list, so do take note that a lot of the in-game contents will be based on fire and water units, like for example the Sealed Armory and the Fafnir B11. Fafnir B11 is water and Sealed Armory is fire. So basically a lot of the water units from Nat3s will be useful in both, and that's why this list will be populated, I mean, apologies about that, populated with Nat3 units, okay? Next on our list, just right beside her, Elaine. Okay, so why is Elaine here? Aside from her leader skill, which increases accuracy for the whole team, so makes you land more continuous damage, which is why Elaine is on this list. So Elaine is actually a really good debuffer. Like, she also has a decreased speed here. More on this later. Let's discuss the wave of invasion first. So basically, I have used Valkyrie in a lot of the Towa contents trying to land continuous damage on the bosses. I still can't understand until this day why my Valkyrie is having a hard time landing her skills. But Elaine, on the other hand, a Nat3 unit, Valkyrie is the Nat4 range type unit, by the way. So yeah, Elaine has a very similar purpose, which has this skill, continuous damage, and basically Elaine has a better chance of landing her continuous damage than Valkyrie, and I don't get why, but yeah, Elaine works that way. Alongside this, Elaine also has a reduced speed that reduced speeds will always be welcome for bosses. That's because it reduces the chance for bosses to take turns, meaning it gives more opportunities for you to deal more damage to the boss. Like for example, if the boss's speed is supposed to be 100 with a reduced speed, but I don't know how much, let's just assume it's gonna be like 20-30%. It's gonna be 70. So if your speed is around 210, that makes you like a ratio of 1:3. So meaning you take 3 turns for every turn the boss takes. So that's like 3 continuous damage you land on the boss. And so basically, the boss takes a lot of damage with the reduced speed. It creates more opportunities for your team to attack. Her second skill isn't really that important, but yeah, let's discuss it anyway. The more debuffs your enemy has, the higher the damage is. So again, higher skill level will really help with any of her skills. Okay, so that's it for Elaine. And next on the list will be Orion. Okay, another water type unit, and Orion is here because similar to Elaine, she also has reduced speed. And check this out, she has the reduced action gauge of enemies hit by 40%. Imagine if a boss was almost about to take a turn and then Orion hits them. That reduces the action gauge of the boss by 40%. Alongside that, if this skill hits a critical hit, then their speed is reduced even further. Like, it's gonna take time for the boss to recover that 40% that Orion took. And it only has a 3-turn cooldown. Like, I think it's a bit better or similar to Apophysis' skill, but yeah. Orion is a 3-star unit and he is very easily obtainable. You can get him in the rifts, okay? So he's not that hard to get. Apophis is an L&D unit that I had to build up in order to be useful. But yeah, Orion is quite gonna be useful. And alongside his skills, the action gauge reduction alongside the slow, he also has an innate attack up and also reduces the cooldown of Unsynced Fire, which is this one. So basically, every time he uses this, it also reduces the cooldown of this, which gives more opportunities for you to reduce the action gauge of enemies. So yeah, alongside that, check this out guys, increase your attack for 1 turn. That doesn't sound much, right? But when you skill it up to level 5, that 1 turn gets to 4 turns and reduces the cooldown to 3 turns. So meaning you really don't run out of attack up. Like imagine that, a Nat3 unit with that kind of skills. Okay, so his first skill, Weakening Fire. Successful hits have a chance to remove 1 buff on the target. So he also takes down buffs from the enemies. Okay, so PvE wise, attack ups are always popular, especially in Sealed Armory. So basically, he takes the attack up away. Okay, even in Fafnir, some attack ups are there as well. So last but not the least, he has a crit lead, which increases your crit rate by 8%. Not that much, but still quite useful if you're trying to increase crit rates. Like if you're running, like, let's say if you're running Elaine, or I mean Ikaterina and Orion on the same team. So basically, it adds to the crit. But yeah, so that's Orion for you guys. Next on our list, so we're done with the water units this time. And next on our list will be one of my favorite units actually. I'm planning to build her up in the near future. Where is she? Cersei, right here. I don't have her in this account yet. But yeah, Cersei has a leader skill which increases speed, similar to Freya. But she is a fire type unit, as you can see. And which can be skilled up to 20%, okay, at level 5. So why is Cersei OP in a lot of the PvE contents? She basically reduces the cooldown of any skills of your team units by 3 turns. Imagine that. So you just casted a skill, like you just casted heal for Ikaterina. On your next turn, you can heal again. And check this out, guys. Check this out. Look at the area of this skill. It's basically like 1/3 of the map. Okay, so this skill is really OP. I've been using her in Toa Hard even at low level. Like I think I only have her 4-star level 50. So yeah, she is quite useful there in Toa Hard. Okay, like she's paired up with Jara alongside Freya, and basically your immunity doesn't run out for like worth 10 turns, I believe, even more. But yeah, this is what makes Cersei very good. Alongside this, she has a continuous damage on her second skill and basically nothing special on her first skill. As always, it will always be useful to skill up 3-star units, okay? So as you can see here, it's going to be useful to skill her up. So basically this skill only has a 2-turn cooldown and has a higher effect rate of landing the continuous damage. In this game, continuous damage is always welcome for the bosses. Okay, so that's why Cersei is here, okay? So next on our list will be Mauryan. Mauryan. Okay, this unit. Out of all the units... Oh no, I've used her actually. Yeah, I've been trying to use her around, and that the reason why I've been trying to use her around is because of this skill. But we'll discuss that next. Let's begin with her passive because it's easy to discuss her passive first. It basically increases her attack for 3 turns if she kills an enemy. So imagine a 3-star unit. Again, like the buffs of these 3-star units are quite useful. Like 4-turn increase attacks, 3-turn increase attacks. Like wow, like that's amazing for 3-star units. But yeah, Mauryan is here because of this skill, Death Prophecy. So this skill basically does what other unit do, like a combination of both units, like Ikaterina alongside Elaine or Orion. So this unit has a decreased depth alongside a decreased speed. So this is gonna be really useful for the boss. Alongside getting more turns for your team, she also reduces the defense of the boss, meaning the boss takes on more damage from you guys. So basically that's like sure dead boss right there. But yeah, it doesn't sound very long, like 1 turn, only lasts for 1 turn. But when you skill it up, even only up to level 4, so this is basically a 3-turn debuff now. Like imagine that. I think Apophysis buff was only like 2 turns. Well, I'll show you guys Apophis afterwards. I call Apophis the king of rune dungeons, or yeah, something like that, since he really brings your team to a whole new level. But there are a lot of 3-star units that actually have very similar kits to him. Anyway, aside from this, Dance of the Red Lotus. So basically this skill's damage increases when the enemy has more active debuff. So alongside this, it's going to be increasing the damage so much more. And she also has increased crit damage by 15% in this skill. And last but not the least, she has Red Lotus. Cleaves enemies within a target area. Every successful hit on the enemy reduces Dance of the Red Lotus cooldown by 1 turn. So that's this skill. Okay? So anyway, that's it for this top 5 Nat3 units of mine and for PvE. And I'll show you guys why I'm really mentioning these units right now. That's basically because Apophis, I've been building Apophis. If you've seen my comment here on my original account that I used, I got Apophis there. Where's Apophis? Oh, sorry. We're in the Nat3s. And let me show you guys Apophis and why I'm really praising those units. So Apophis is basically who I call the god of rune dungeons, and that's basically because of the passive alongside the speed debuff and decreased depth, alongside another speed debuff on his first skill. Okay, so basically, the last unit Mauryan has this, and a lot of the other units also has these kinds of skills, which really helps take down the boss, as the boss there have high speed or decent speed alongside really high depth. So breaking down their defense alongside reducing their speed helps your team create and deal more damage and deal more opportunities for the boss. Okay, so that's my main tip. I'm trying to do an F2P team for the rune dungeons, and that's gonna be my future video, and do stay tuned for that. And if you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing to Wagyu Gaming. I will be covering more of the Kingdom of Heroes soon. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and that's it for our video today. See you in the next one.